here at Matsuricon 2011 with the talented Eric Vale.
That's right.
And we're with AnimeLocation.tv. My name's Cameron Carlson. I need to introduce myself. So for fans that may not know, how did you get started in the world of acting and voice acting?
Well, I've been an actor since I was about 12 years old and acted all the way up through high school and college. And then I had a girl who I was in college theater with give me a phone number. And it was the phone number of a guy casting Dragon Ball Z. That was Chris Sabat. I auditioned for him and got the role of Trunks. That was it.
Wow, because he seems to like pull in a lot of great talent. Everybody I talked to is like, it's either Bevins or Sabat.
Well, at the time there wasn't a whole lot of people working at Funimation, but yeah, Sabat is he's been a lot of people's touchstone to get into the business.
Okay, so in your long 11 years as a voice actor working for Funimation, how's it going from that old Frost Bank building to the new awesome gigantic ones in Flower Pound in Texas?
Flower Mound.
Yeah,
You called it Flower Pound. Flower Pound, Texas, which is hysterical, by the way. I think we should probably rename. In fact, I'm going to make a motion back when I get home to rename it Flower Pound, Texas. Anyway, yeah. So, yes, it's nice going into the bigger building. It's a little bit more, I don't know, you don't run into as many voice actors as often because it's not as small of a space, so that's not as cool.
All right. So, as being one of the original voices for Dragon Ball Z, how's it like working on like one of the very first big named titles for Funimation?
It's awesome. You know, I've managed to stick around for this long and keep doing work, and they like keeping me around for some reason, and I commend them for putting up with me for this long. I'm amazed that people like my work. You know, I guess like any actor, every actor I talk to is like, can't believe I get to do this. I feel exactly the same way.
It's really cool. You have the ability to play some really low, smooth, like in Gunslinger Girl, your character's very slow, smooth, low. And then in Hitalia or America, it's crazy, it's pitched, it's off the wall, nuts. How do you keep your voice in shape?
I really don't have any tricks. This is just the way my voice is naturally. There's no real trick to it. I mean, I probably drink more coffee than I should because that's not great on your throat. I try to drink more tea now than I used to, and drink less alcohol now than when I was younger, because that also tears up your throat. So that, just a few little things here and there that kind of keep it in shape. But for the most part, I don't really have a lot of exercises or tricks that I do,
Okay, so I'm going to steal a question from the commentary off of Hitalia. Did you guys, any of you guys in the cast, really learn anything about the world that's like completely different than what you thought?
Oh, no, nothing. Hitalia taught me nothing about the world. No, I already knew everything. Didn't you know that? No, I'm America. I knew everything about the world before the world knew it.
And what about Canada?
Can of who? Can of what? Are you offering me food?
Spam.
I'll take a can of Spam, sure. Make a sandwich.
Or maybe a polar bear.
I'll eat a polar bear. I mean, whatever.
Okay, so you've also worked on the Desert Punk, and you play a perverted character. How hard was it to play Punk and also be the writer for the show at the exact same time?
That was actually pretty easy. It's like be a pervert at home, be a pervert in the booth. Done. No. It was the scripts are written pretty far in advance of the booth, so I would write them at home, and then I would, I guess, I'd have a few weeks before those scripts made it into the booth, and then when it got into the booth, they would give us a little improv time to play with them in case the scripts weren't exactly as funny as we wanted them to be. So it wasn't that hard. It actually, having written the script already, made it easier to perform the character.
Okay, cool. And then one of your goals, though, is you want to talk about autism awareness. How do you accomplish that goal?
Well, I talk about it.
I mean, do you do lectures? Do you
No,
do
no.
charity work? Or...
I do. I mean, I do everything I can. You know, when I come to conventions, I make sure to talk about autism awareness to everyone I can. My daughter's she'll be 5 in just a couple weeks, and she's going to be starting kindergarten. She's got autism spectrum disorder, which is, I mean, she's on autism spectrum, but she's not exactly diagnosed with autism. It's such a vast array of disorders in there. So I find that going to anime conventions, for whatever reason, anime draws in a lot of people on the spectrum, a lot of Asperger's people, a lot of people with autism, and you know, once I learned this about my daughter, luckily my wife and I learned it pretty early on, so we were pretty aggressive with therapy, with schooling, and all that kind of stuff, and I tried to make it a point that when I go out here to talk about it and just raise awareness and let people know that the people living out there with autism are normal people, and if you have just a little bit of patience and you talk with them, you'll find out that they're fascinating, interesting, fun people, you know.
So then, Matsuricon has been really good about raising money for various charities over the years. Is it good to come to a convention and be able to talk about that with other worthy charities?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't go out to raise money right now for autism awareness. There are plenty of organizations out there that are doing that right now. I do want to do that in the future. I was considering doing that right around the time Japan got hit with the earthquake and the tsunami, and right around that time it seemed that all the conventions I was going to all got caught up with turning their charities into Japan relief, which I felt would have been insensitive for me to usurp that with anything that I was coming in on. So I decided to just, you know, come out and talk about autism awareness and not worry about raising money, and focus on maybe raising money for that kind of charity in the future, maybe attacking that in 2012.
So I know that a lot of voice actors cannot talk about a current projects they're working on because they have no disclosures. Is there anything currently coming up that you may be able to talk about?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Actually, the only thing that I can talk about right now is that I know that we've got the new Hitalia stuff coming out. We've got the Hitalia movie, we've got the Hitalia new season 3 coming out. And it's great, it's hilarious, and we're knocking them dead in that stuff. So I don't know when it's coming out, though.
So is there any way fans can actually follow you on the internet, like a Facebook, a Twitter?
Yeah, go to you can always go to ericvale.com, and on there you'll find all the links that you need to my Facebook and my Twitter. Twitter's probably the best place because that's where I have the most fun. I just post tweets on there all the time that are ridiculous. Nothing important, really, just goofy stuff.
Thanks so much for coming out to Matsuricon 2011 and here with Anime on Location.tv. Thanks so much, Eric.
Thank you.